Peace, beloveds. Let's talk really quick the difference between a soulmate and a karmic. How can you tell the difference a lot of times? Here are a few clues. And I'm not just speaking of romantic. I'm speaking, it could be a family member, your best friend, your cousin, whoever. You know, someone that you have a soul past life connection with. Number one, a karmic relationship will have an element of desperation to it. It's like, oh, I've got to be with this person. I've got to have this person. I have to make them love me. I have to make them notice me. I'm willing to do a love spell. You know, that type of urgent energy to where you feel like you just have to be with that person because you share past life energy. You may not understand each other, but the intimacy might be great. The sexual or physical connection might be, you know, bomb, fireworks, but you may not get along. Just as the physical connection can be bomb, so can the arguments, the verbal abuse, the oppression in the relationship, the jealousy, the suspicion, the competition with other people. You're always afraid that you're going to lose them or they're going to leave you. You don't trust one another. Lots of that goes into a karmic relationship. Usually karma equals drama. So the more karmic the relationship, the more drama filled it will be. It usually involves love triangles. It usually involves I guess being envious of another person, of the other part of the equation, lots of battles back and forth, lots of he say, she say, and there's not a lot of growth and progress. It's more two people surviving together and getting on each other's nerves. Now, every relationship has its element to where, you know, you're going to annoy one another, but with a karmic relationship, there is like a lot of, once again, I repeat, oppression, stress, people that do not always want you together, lots of haters, and a lot of immaturity. With a karmic relationship, you may not want that person to be happy unless they're with you. It can be a love-hate type of relationship, violent, domestic abuse, codependency, a narcissist and their narcissistic supply. It's that type of element that goes with a karmic relationship. You can run across a karmic partner, someone that you have past life energy with, when you are having trouble in a relationship that you're already committed to. You could bump into them. A lot of people meet them at nighttime. You can probably find them like at nightclubs. You know, you just happen to bump into them. You may work with them. But it's usually an element where the relationship was built on a shaky foundation via ill-gotten gain, whether it be deception, you know, deceiving someone else in order to make the relationship go forward, you know, possibly someone else being betrayed, you know, those type of things. That's usually a karmic element type of relationship if you want to speak on the romantic aspect of karmic. A karmic relationship can also be somebody, they could be your best friend, but you all rival, you're frenemies, or you have a best friend and they have another friend and you just don't get along with that person. A karmic could be your stepmother, your stepfather, you know, somebody to where there's a strain in the relationship. Keep in mind, all karmic relationships are not strained. You can get a karmic relationship where somebody is your mentor and they make a big difference in your life, and they leave an impact, a powerful impact, but they don't end up staying in your life, or either they leave when you have a big milestone in your life because their work is done. That's usually a karmic type of relationship, negative and positive. But a soulmate type of connection, a twin flame type of connection, it can have chaos too if both of the people are immature. But with the twin flame or soulmate, it doesn't have that desperate urgency, oh, I've got to be with this person, as much, unless the two people are immature. With that type of connection, it may not always be permanent in this life. They may not end up being your life partner. But there's an element to where even if you all don't end up together, it's like you want them to be happy. You want to know that they're okay. Even if they're not with you, you're okay with them getting married. It doesn't totally bother you, you know, if you hear news of them, you know, moving on with their life, having a family. It doesn't bother you as much because you want them to be happy, even though you know that you may not be able to be with that person in this life. You will be happy for them and celebrate for them. It's not an element of desperation. It's more like because it's like you always feel connected to them because you have a soul connection. You probably dream about them. You probably visit them in the dream realm. You all probably have very real conversations in the dream, in the astral realm, when you're asleep and you're astral traveling. Another element that's a clue of a soulmate or twin flame type of relationship is the eye contact. It's like you can probably not see them for 6 years, and you could just walk past them down the street and you all cross paths and you meet eyes within 30 to 40 seconds. It's like so much information has been downloaded between you all's eyes without even saying a word, to where you just understand the person. This could be your parent, your sibling, a best friend, of an old lover. It's like you can look at them, lock eyes, and so much has been said with that, to where you understand. Even if they do something and they don't explain why they did it, for some reason you just understand why they did it, and you can forgive them easier because it's just an understanding. It's just a knowing. Another clue of a soulmate type of twin flame connection relationship is you all may have the same moon sign. That's not always the clue now, keep in mind, but sometimes that can be a clue, because you can have, it's millions of people on the planet that has your moon sign. But what I'm saying is, when it's like a pull towards one another, even if the relationship is temporary, it's just like a soul connection where you understand one another. You may not even speak the same language as this person, and so much has been said with the eyes. So those are a few clues. I'm going to do a longer video on this. I'm going to do a live. So these are just a few clues to give you an idea about the difference between a soulmate and a karmic type of relationship. Different elements. Okay? Peace and bliss.